What's up? Rui here. Talking about ketovore, carnivore, keto, low carb lifestyles. I've been noticing a lot of people that used to be a pure carnivore, and they're starting to kind of veer off a little bit, adding some fruit, adding some honey, and just adding a few carbs into their diet. And a lot of them are saying that they're feeling a lot better. And with that comes a lot of criticism. And with that criticism, basically, they're not happy with these people kind of leaving the tribe, What I've noticed about a lot of people who are on diet, vegetarians, the carnivore people, they become very dogmatic about their diet. And it's basically a situation where their diet is the only way to go. If you're not doing that particular diet, you're just not doing the right thing. And that's a bit of that's kind of an extreme position to be taking. I mean, I get why some of them feel this way, and a lot of people's lives have been completely changed on the keto, and you hear a lot of carnivore guys, and a lot of their illnesses and they and aches and pains of doing the carnivore diet, they've reversed it all, So there's definitely something to be said about that, and they're convinced that this is for everybody, and everybody's got to be doing carnivore. And I hear some of them; they're very adamant, But you can't really become, the best word I can think of is dogmatic about it, because there's enough people out there who do well on other diets. There's a very famous doctor. I can't remember his name, but he's been vegetarian all his life. He's over 100 years old, and he swears that the vegetarian diet is the best thing for longevity. And he's a big proponent of the vegetarian diet. But you can't deny the people who go on carnivore and or ketovore or extremely low carb diet that totally transformed their health. I myself have seen amazing results going low carb and carnivore. But I was watching a video the other day of a fellow who did carnivore for about 8 months, and he felt great and everything was wonderful. But then he started seeing his energies drop a little bit over time, And he added a little fruit in and whatnot. And he says he's doing better than ever. And he's also a doctor. I think so. I'd have to go back and see who the name was. It just kind of popped into my feed, and I watched it, and then moved on, and I kind of lost track of who the guy was. But there's been a couple of stories that I've seen like that, and even some of the guys that I watch, who I think are some of the better doctors when it comes on YouTube, when it comes to this whole low carb carnivore diet, they're not dogmatic about it. The guys who seem sincere about what they're trying to do with nutrition, they're not dogmatic about they're not dogmatic about the diet, but they definitely lean to a low carb and definitely some of them carnivore. I'm talking about like Dr. Eric Weston, Dr. Ken Berry, even Dr. Sean Baker, who's 100% carnivore. Even he never takes the stance that carnivore is the only diet that's going to work, and everybody has to go carnivore, and it's the only way. He doesn't take that stance, He's very openly says that for him it works very well. For many of his patients it works very well. It's definitely what he encourages, of course, but he's not dogmatic about it. And I think that's important. It's important for us to keep an open mind. I for myself, I am mostly carnivore, but I still do a little carb, and I do cheat days. And the problem I have is my cheat days end up turning into cheat weeks, cheat months, and so then that usually I ruin my progress because I don't stick to what I know works, and that's part of the addiction. And there's something to be said for maybe I need to go 100% carnivore and stay away from carbs completely to try to get over the addiction. And I might do that. I might get to that point. This is to be seen. But at the end of the day, and I always say the same thing. I think I say this every video, but I'll say it again. The key is for us to consistently keep moving forward. If we end up having a cheat week, eventually we have to say to ourselves and say, I have to get back to what I know works. For me, talking for myself and for everyone. And we have to not give up. This is our health that we're talking about, right? This is our life. And so I guess just the message here is, don't for us not to criticize other people who have found maybe something that doesn't work, that wouldn't work for us, but it's working for them, and they're feeling good about it, and as long as they're being honest about it, right? That's the other thing. A lot of these people, they're like, I know definitely the vegans do this. They'll say their diet is great and it's wonderful. In reality, because of their overwhelming sympathy for animals, they're willing to lie. They're probably suffering. They're not doing well with their health, but they'll say the opposite just because it's almost like a religion to them. And they're dogmatic about the animals. And there's a lot, and you can argue that back and forth. The argument is always said that I always hear it being said is that the vegans kill just as much as any carnivore does. All the way the farming is, and the rabbits, the birds that get in the way, and all the pesticides. They're doing way more killing than any carnivore would. So there's an argument for that too. So we can't become religious about this, about dogmatic about it. That's the message. And I guess that's all I have for you guys today. I haven't done a video in a while. I've been my job situation has changed a little bit. I work for a very large company, and people know what it is because on the videos you see some of the clothing that I wear. I don't know if I should say the name because who knows. But anyways, things have slowed down, and I'm no longer driving the big rigs. They have the things that slowed to a point where my seniority has sent me back to work inside and loading trucks and working the warehouse, and it's all good. Everything's just fine. I'm actually enjoying the little bit of a break from driving. Driving's great. I love driving, but driving it for hours on end can sometimes weigh on you. And this whole it's not very healthy sitting around all the time. That's for sure. And now I'm kind of moving some boxes around, loading trucks and things of this nature. I'm going to be working in the area of receiving the planes, so that's all going to be cool. And I get to move around, my body's moving more, and I feel better about that. So it's a nice little change. I do expect to go back into the trucks in the near future when things pick up again. But for now, this is a nice change. But anyways, listen, thanks for listening. My videos are not going to be consistent. I know they say you're supposed to put a video out, you're supposed to be consistent with your videos, but it's just probably not going to happen with me. So ketosis to all, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.